If philosophy were to be a soap opera, the sophists would be most qualified to play antagonists. Why we will explain in a while. The sophists were a loose band of philosophers in 5th century BCE Greece. Their rise was a reaction to teachings of the earlier Greek philosophers, such as Thales, Heraclitus, and Parmenides. The earlier Greek philosophers were primarily interested in the universe rather than man or society. They are called cosmologists. The teachings of cosmologists excluded one another. For example, while Heraclitus taught incessant change, Parmenides denied the reality of change. The cosmologists' mutually exclusive teachings gave rise to two types of tendencies: skepticism as to possibility of attaining certain knowledge about the universe, and swing in interest from cosmology to the study of man and society. It was in this context that the famous playwright Sophocles said, "Miracles in the world are many, there is no greater miracle than man." Greeks were also becoming increasingly interested in knowing the basis of distinction between Hellenic and non-Hellenic worlds, in particular whether it rested on nature or convention. The nature convention contrast was shaping up in two directions. One view saw nature as a law of justice and right inherent in human nature, while the other view regarded nature as neither moral nor immoral but amoral. The moral view identified nature with utilitarianism or pragmatism, where whatever gives pleasure or works is right. Sophists were the first to promote the amoral view of nature, while the cosmologists used deductive method or pure speculation. Sophists relied on inductive method. They were interested in drawing practical conclusions, not setting up objective norms or truths. Sophists wandered from one city to another, teaching art and control of life, much like today's self-help gurus, only the sophists were far more profound. If you are liking this video, please subscribe to my channel Wisdom of Life. Sophists were the first philosophers to charge for their teachings. Their teachings included whatever was necessary for success in life, particularly in politics and courts. Above all, they taught rhetoric or the art of persuasion, enabling their clients to prove or establish anything, even making unjust appear just, much like modern era successful lawyers. Teachings and methods of sophists thus entail primarily two things: dismantling traditional beliefs and values, and establishing that there is no objective truth or value. Hence, whatever works or gives pleasure is true or right. It is this moral relativism that accounts for sophists' bad repute. Plato dismisses sophists as shopkeepers with spiritual wares. Protagoras was arguably the most famous of sophists, and it is after him that Plato named one of his dialogues. He is the author of one of the most famous sayings in philosophy: man is the measure of all things. Plato interprets this statement to mean that there is no objective standard of right and wrong. However, according to an alternative explanation, the statement means that everyone is entitled to their views. Antiphon the sophist famously stated that all law is merely conventional and contrary to nature. Another sophist, Thrasymachus, is reported by Plato to have stated that justice is interest of the stronger, because everywhere the strong make laws to serve their interest. Nature isn't rule of right but rule of strength. In all, sophists made a threefold contribution to philosophy: shift in focus from world to man, shift from deductive to inductive method, and spirit of skepticism. I trust you like this video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel Wisdom of Life. Thanks for watching.